Hello everyone, this is our ancient Egypt, built entirely in Minecraft. As you can see, we have a temple to Ra, the sun god, right in front of you. There's our sacrificial bull, has nice paintings on the walls, and this is where they would sacrifice their animals to Ra, the sun god. You can see the lovely pattern on the floor, shaped like the sun. So that's one building. Over here we have the shopkeeper's place, which is where you might find your goods that you would need for everyday life. See, we have chests and all sorts of things that you might need, and shelves. Then outside, here is a generic farmer's house. Many of the people in ancient Egypt were farmers, as you can see from all these lovely crops over here. And lots of them were also artisans, which meant that they actually worked on smaller projects, like perhaps blacksmithing, with this small blacksmith's house over here. As you can see, it has stone cutters, furnaces, and a quenching area. So that would be where many metals were forged. Over here is one of the more important places, the pottery area, for where the potters work, I guess it would be. And as you can see, that's where he would smelt all of his objects that he needs to make. He's got huge piles of clay outside of his house so that he can make bowls and such. And that's what most things were made out of, actually. You can see there's a small animal farm. The Egyptians were not large farmers. Mostly they farmed goods, like grain and wheat and all sorts of things like that. But they did have a couple things for sacrificial purposes. Whoops, some pumpkin. But you have a rack for stretching out the sheepskins so that they may be used for clothing. You've got another farmer's house. You can peek inside the window. There's no glass, you'll notice, because glass wasn't invented until a little bit later. However, some of the rich people, who, as you can see over here, they actually did have glass. And the invention of glass in ancient Egypt started with actually a bunch of farmers, and it was purely by accident. But glass was actually discovered in ancient Egypt. But that was a mansion of sorts. Here's another farmer's house. As you can see, there's cots on the floor. It's all made out of clay. Things that you might need for farming. Here's the town well, which is where you draw your water from, if not from the... Yeah, don't fall down the well. If not from the river, you draw your water from the well. However, this device is called a shadoof, and this is how you would raise your water out of the river. It's a lever system and a bucket that allows you to raise your water out of the river in a bucket, a lot easier than by hand. There's another manor over here. It has quite the scholarly gentleman, and large bed, large table, very nice place, and luxurious food. Then outside, there is some of the more important things in Egypt, such as the Sphinx, a giant statue made out of sandstone, of a giant cat, because the ancient Egyptians believed that cats were very important to their gods. Speaking of gods, here is a statue of the sun god Ra, or rather, the pharaoh. As you can see, he has his ceremonial headdress and a large sword, and he's made out of solid clay, although it would probably be more practical to make it out of some kind of bronze, which was as the time period. Now for the pyramid.
This is the Great Pyramid, and inside you'll find the descending passage, which holds treasures and like furnaces and chests that keep the treasures. We also have an ascending passage to the right, which has the king's room and a small trap if people are trying to steal from the king. But there's cake and chests and a sarcophagus. This is the main gallery, with different paintings, and the weight relieving chamber. This is the king's chamber, and you will find that there is a small vent to let out the air. Also to the right, there is some chests and a hay bale and some more cake. This is the secret passage that only the king can access that holds some gold and other goods like diamonds. This is a diamond that is one of the king's most prized objects. And if you look right next to the diamond, there is a trap because there has been some people to get in the king's chamber, and when they go to find the diamond, they might walk towards the diamond and fall into the trap. It is difficult to get out of, but the king knows it's there, so he doesn't fall into it. That was the entire pyramid.
And of our village, narrated by Adam Merlot.
And Julia Eaton.
And Daniela Feistritzer.
Thank you for watching.